On your papers, for those of you that were having an issue or you see something that you aren't sure, would you find a measure on there and please ask a question? Yes, sir. Hanaro.
142.
Measure 142. All right, so here's your rhythm. Okay, I need everybody paying attention to this, watching, making sure you go to measure 142 and that you have it right. Okay, the biggest thing that you need to know about that measure is, what is my time signature? Okay, 6/8. All right, so now if we're at 6/8, then we're going to have how many pulses?
2.
2. So where is going to be beat 1? Always, always. First thing past the bar line has to be 1. Doesn't matter what it looks like. First thing past the bar line has to be 1. So if this is 1, where in that part do you think beat 2 would be?
The next quarter.
The next quarter note. Excellent. Right? That's halfway through, correct? Now what we have to do is we have to find out what we're going to call that. Now, in 6/8 time, how many eighth notes are you supposed to have? 6. 6. So if we group them in 2 pulses, how many do you have per pulse? 3. So 1, 2, 3. We would call that what? 1 la li. 1 la li. Correct? All right. Now the quarter note gets how many eighth notes? 2. So 1 and la are here. So what does that leave this to be? Li, right? And then the last 8th or 16th note is ta. So if we counted it to a beat, it would be 1, lita, 2, lita, right? You understand? So this is again same as this one. So li, ta. I got to get a better marker because that marker is going out on me. Right. Did this answer your question? You understand it now?
I couldn't really see it to the line.
Because all the marker stuff up here. Gotcha. Did you get it written down? Did you get it written down? Okay. I'll do it one more time. You need a new piece of paper right up here. Okay. All right. I'll write it maybe where you can see a little bit better.
Here's my homework. I got it.
Hang on to it. Okay. Can you see it now, sir? Okay. So this is what? This is what? Yes, sir. Li. And what's the next one? Ta. Ta. TAs are pronounced ta. Ta. Right? TE is pronounced te. And TI is going to be pronounced T. T-E-E. Right? Okay. This part. 2 li ta. Right? Okay. Anybody else have a question about this measure? Okay, next question. What are the measures? Yes, sir. Mark. 155?
Oh, you even know that?
Okay, 155. Go to that, please. All right, that's a big one that we talked about. Like I said, if you're a drummer, this should make sense to you. Not being a drummer, yeah, it might be very confusing. Okay, quarter note, dotted quarter note. You got the same thing 4 times, right? Okay, what is your time signature? 12/8. Okay, what does that tell you if it's 12/8? 4 pulses, right? And you're going to have four pulses of triplets, right? Triplets. Okay, so now, what this really means, right, is that I want you to play it this way. That's exactly what this is telling me to do. When you see it written with the line there, with the dash through there, that means make all these 8th notes. And so this is what you would play. So then your answer, if I go by this, is going to be what?
1 la li.
1 la li. Good. Now that's 1 la li, then this is
2 la li.
2 la li.
3 la li.
Right? 3 la li. 4 la li. And you got it made. So that is what you write. Oops. 3 la li. 4 la li. Going fast. So sorry. It's kind of sloppy, but I'm going fast. Do you get it? All right, now, if you'll look at the next measure over, because the next measure over is going to be a little bit harder,
1 la li.
because you have 2 dashes across those, right? So if this one meant to make Eighth notes. What do you think this one means? 16th notes. So how many 16th notes am I going to make? 6. Right? So that's what this should, if I'm going to play it, this is what I'm going to play down here. Right? The next one we already did before, and then this one is just like beat 2. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So how would we count it?
1 la li.
1 la, the next.
2 la li.
Good. 2 ta la, talita. Good. And then 3 la li, 4 ta la talita. Jerry, you get it? Okay. Count the whole thing to a beat. Ready? Count it to a beat. 1, 2, ready, and 1 la li, 2 ta la talita, 3 la li, 4 ta la talita. Do you get the idea? All right. This is basic math is what this is. Music is math. Okay? We understand that concept. Everything becomes so much easier. When we go to Disney, and we're going to be playing in that recording studio, everything you have is going to be sight reading. So you need to understand your key signature. You need to understand what the note is that you're looking at and the rhythm that goes with it, because all of that together is going to make up this song that you're going to have to play. Or actually, the 5 songs that we'll probably end up playing that are all from Disney movies, right? Okay, anybody else have another question? Yes, sir. Hanero. 137? 137. Look at that one.
1.
Okay. Hopefully I got most of that erased where you can see it.
3, 4 times.
Excellent. All right. So, 3, 4 time. Because you have to know your time signature before you start, right? Okay. Where's beat 1?
At the beginning.
Always. Okay, so now, what kind of note is that?
It's a quarter
Okay,
note.
everybody else needs to be listening.
Quarter note.
Okay,
No.
so this rest is going to be what beat?
Okay.
Te. What do you do to that? Circle it, because it's a rest, which means we don't play it. You need to know what beat it's on, but you need to know that it's a rest, so we don't play it. Next. Ta. Good. What is this?
2 today.
2, te,
3 today.
3, te. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Does it matter that I have the one line that goes all the way across?
No.
I could do it this way, take that out, still the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Because they're all 8th notes. If I do it this way, it's easier to see my 3 beats, though, right? All right. Other questions? You got any other questions on this? Oh, I do. There's one that I saw, 2 or 3 people that tried to hand their paper in that was not correct. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it the way you did it, and you're going to tell me what's wrong, okay? Okay, first thing is, it's 3, 4 time.
Oh.
What is this got to be? Has to be 1. Good. What kind of rest is this?
It's a 8th note rest.
8th note rest with a dot. Okay. So yes, it's going to be a
1.
rest. But what does this have to be now?
Ta.
Ta. The ta of 1, right? So this is going to be 2. People are turning that in as that was going to be correct. Is that correct? What is wrong with it? It needs a line. It goes from here or here all the way to the end. That half note, we know it starts on 2, but it carries all the way to the end of the measure. Right? So you must do that with every one of your half notes. If you have a whole note, I want to know what beat it starts on, but how long does it go? Right? Make sure that that line is on there also. It tells me that you understand this goes longer than just a beat. This is 2 beats long, correct? Yes, ma'am, Jessica. 133. Okay, here's another one. We're in 3, 4 time. We have a rest. Very much like what the other one is, right? Very close. What does this have to be? And it's a rest, so I'm circling it. Now, what kind of rest is it? 8th rest. That's an 8th rest, and this is? 8th note. What do you write? Te. Because it's the offbeat, right? Because this, the first 8th note is the first half. This is the second half of beat 1, right? So this is now what? And you do what? Draw a line all the way to the end of the measure, right? Because it's 2 beats long. And we have 3 beats all together. So this takes care of 1. This is 2 and 3 all together. Everybody get it? Okay, now, I don't think that I need to do every one of these for you. Because once you understand the math, the rest of it should make sense, right? So your job is to write this down as fast as you can write it down, because I want this turned out, filled in, right? But I want to make sure that you understand it enough that we're getting hundreds on these papers, correct? Yes?
You also draw lines if it's slurred.
If it's tied?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there are no slurs because these are just rhythms, right? So give me the measure you're talking about. One what, 51? 151. Look at that. Make sure everybody gets this idea. All right, I'm going to take this off. Okay. Dotted half note. Tied over. This is a very good one. Okay, so this is 12/8 time. So I got four pulses. I'm only going to be using 4 numbers, right? Okay, so the first thing is 1. Then you're going to do what? A line. The line's going to go all the way to there. Now I have to know what this is. What beat would this be?
3.
3. Now do I write 3?
No.
Because it's part of this beat 1, correct? So if that's 3, then the next thing I write, because it's the next thing I'll play, is la, li, and this is 4, la, li. So count it. Ready? Count it. Ready? Set, and 1, la, li, 4, la, li. Do it again. Ready? Set, and 1, la, li, 4, la, li. There you go. You getting the idea now? Making sense? Good. Now, see, this stuff should have been taught to you in the 6th grade, right? But it doesn't matter. It wasn't taught, so now we have to learn it, right? And this is going to make your reading 100 times better. It's embarrassing to go up there in a Disney studio with a Disney conductor, and he's like, okay, everybody, we're going to play. Ready? Set. And nothing happens because we don't know how to read it. It's like, oh, not cool. We have to understand how to read, right? Okay, yes. 153? Okay, 153. It's still 12/8 time.
Because you said that we don't put a number under the one that was tied over, so.
Okay, tie, correct? So we have 2 ties. So how do you do this one? What is this?
1
1 and
line.